Welcome to today's special episode of Live Light. We're diving into the topic of birth order, and today it's time to shine a light on the middle child. At first, I considered grouping middle children with the youngest, but I quickly realized no, they each deserve their own moment in the sun. And today, it's the middle child's turn. Now, I'm an only child myself, so I'll be honest. I don't fully understand all the family dynamics and growing up in a big family. And yes, I probably missed out on a lot too. My husband, on the other hand, is the eldest of 3 brothers. So I'm very curious to hear what his middle brother thinks of this episode and whether he thinks it's accurate. You might want to test some of this on your own family. Remember, I always say you take what is helpful and you leave the rest. The point of these conversations are to enrich your life, help you grow, and hopefully help us all understand each other just a little bit better. So let's get started. What's your first thought when you hear someone say they're a middle child? Often people joke and say, "Oh, shame, do you suffer from middle child syndrome?" Does that sound familiar? The middle spot in the family is, well, it's actually a very interesting place to be. It's sandwiched between the oldest and the youngest, where it's easy to feel overlooked. It's completely normal for middle children to sometimes feel excluded or misunderstood. And part of the reason is they're not always that open about what they are feeling. They tend to keep things to themselves. And they might think, I was too late for the firstborn specials and too early for the relaxed rules the youngest gets. Let's be honest, parents are often strictest with the firstborn. By the time the youngest comes around, those rules have softened a bit. If you're a firstborn, you know exactly what I mean. Firstborns, you heard, you must get straight A's. Youngest, you were told, sweetheart, just do your best. The eldest was often said, bedtime is 8 p.m. sharp. The youngest, well, they heard, oh well, let them stay up a little bit later. It's nearly the weekend. Does that sound familiar to you? Now, in every family, every child looks up to the older sibling. So the second child quickly figures out, if I want to stand out, I need to do something different than the one older than me. And that's how the middle child often starts carving out their own unique path. They often become the peacemakers, they're the mediators, the ones who avoid conflict, and they look for compromise. Middle children are loyal, they are independent, a little mysterious, and sometimes even the family's wild card. But, and this is very important to remember, that middle children are actually really hard to define. You cannot put them in a box because they each develop uniquely. Their personalities are about as predictable as Cape Town's weather. Still, many of them share a common experience. They often feel caught between the recognition given to the oldest and the attention poured onto the youngest. Here are a few humorous observations parents sometimes make about their middle kids. And maybe they're a little too accurate. One mom said, with our oldest, we made a full, complete scrapbook. For our youngest, we created a digital photo album. And for our middle child, I think I've got a blurry picture somewhere on my phone of them. Does that sound familiar? Maybe a bit exaggerated, but you get my drift. Another mother said, when our oldest got sick, we called the doctor. When our youngest had a fever, we Googled it. When our middle child coughed, we just said, just drink some water. We're sure you'll feel better tomorrow. Now we laugh and we think it is funny, but jokes like these are funny because there's a little truth in them. And many middle children quietly feel that truth. There's a sting in there. That may be why so many middle kids, interestingly enough, form deep, lasting friendships. Because with their friends, they actually feel they truly belong. And you'll see that they're often fiercely protective of their relationships because they know how it feels to be overlooked. But here's what I want to say to every middle child listening today. Your place in the family has also shaped you uniquely. It has shaped you into someone strong, into someone very resilient, and someone who brings balance. And maybe, just maybe, in this chaotic world of ours, being balanced is exactly what we all need more of. Middle children are often the most social of the bunch. Why? Because they had to figure out where they fit in. So they've learned how to read people well. They've learned how to adapt to different groups and how to smooth over conflict like butter on warm toast. And here's something beautiful. Middle children often do things for others without needing that recognition. That kind of selflessness is rare and it's quite valuable. When a middle child finally realizes they don't have to be like the oldest or the youngest, that's when they really come into their own. That's when the creative volcano inside them starts to erupt, sometimes as entrepreneurs, sometimes as artists, sometimes as quiet leaders who aren't in it for the spotlight, but are all the stronger because they don't seek it. So if you're listening today and you are the middle child, hear this. We see you. Even if you grew up with hand-me-down clothes, a bedroom that you had to share with a brother or sister, and a birthday that was maybe forgotten because it fell in the same week as grandma's surgery. You bring something so unique to every room you walk into. It may not always be flashy, but it's real. And in a world full of filters and noise, that's gold. If you're thinking, yep, that's me. I'm the middle kid. Always feeling like the sandwich filling, squashed from both sides. Then let me remind you today, it's the filling that makes the sandwich. You are the secret ingredient with a rare blend of sensitivity and social intelligence. You are often the glue, the bridge between people who don't always understand each other. So don't say, I'm just the middle child. Say, I'm the ingredient that makes the whole recipe work. I hope today's episode was helpful to all you middle children, and keep an eye out for our next episode. It's all about our youngest in the family, the babies. And if you are watching on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe. They say that always, so please subscribe. And you're also welcome to visit my website at www.livelightleeflig.com. And till next time, Remember, live light.